Have you ever wondered, gee, I wonder what's going through the mind of the creator of Bleach when, how do we fill out, how do we pad the existing story? You add more stories. The only problem is that the story is that if you're going to add more stories, they have to be interesting. So I covered the bounce and how that filler arc went. And for those of you that watched that video, I said that it was good. Now we move on to the Shusuke Amagai arc, or the Kasemeoji clan arc. So, unlike the bounce where it made sense because, Ichigo and friends had to extend to a 2-year time gap because that's when the Hokyoku would be fully activated, or so they thought. This arc is pretty bad. Now let me explain. The reason why I say it's bad is because I'm going to make this statement right now. You can skip all the filler arcs in Bleach, and you wouldn't miss a single thing. At least with the bounce, we did get a look into a person named Ron Tao and what the Jokai what the Jokai generators were capable of. Since the King Paku experiments went awry and wiped out like half of the Seirete. However, we go from the bounce to the Shusuke Amagai arc. This is my problem with the Shusuke Amagai arc. My problem is it doesn't really make any sense. So, after Tozen, Gin, and Aizen left for the world of Hueco Mundo and created Las Noches, they were left with the 13 Court Guard squads were down 3 members, and they trying to figure out how to word this. So they hear about this expedition squad, and Shusuke Amagai is the leader of this expedition squad, killing hollows and everything like that. And he gets recruited through the captain exam, and he is the successor for Gin. At the time, and this is made quite relevant, it was uh, it was the I forgot his name, but the wolf, the 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 wolf captain that was friends with Kaname. If people know his name, leave it down in the comments below, please. He makes the observation that Shusuke uh, Shunsuke Amagai, my apologies, I've been saying his name wrong, oh well, has two Zambok toes. Odd. So we go to the world of the living, where we see we where we see these these two bodyguards, basically. I forgot their names as well. And the head of the Kasameoji clan, Lady Eurichio. Why would they be in the world of the living? Well, I'll get to that in a little bit. So her bodyguards look at Ichigo, and one of them says, "Take care of him." Okay, and then just leaves. So this has it this arc follows the same exact formula as the beginning, when Rukia loses her Soul Reaper powers, basically. Rukia goes to school, is a student with Ichigo, and that's what Lady Eurichio and her two bodyguards do. And we come to find out that there is an elder within the Kasameoji clan that is using his influence to try to become head himself. But in order to do that, he has to get rid of the head of the clan, which is Lady Eurichio, and Lady Eurichio is married to, her fiance boyfriend is this boy named Shin. And Shin is stuck in the Soul Society doing paperwork. And he's complaining because Eurichio still hasn't come back. Well, come to find out that Ichigo hears about this. Him and his friends go to the Soul Society and find find out what's going on. Now, there's this word called, there's a sword in this arc called the Bakoto. And it seems like everyone confuses a Bakoto with the Zanbakuto, and it seems like every 10 minutes or so, everyone's like, this isn't a Zanbakuto, this is a Bakoto. Well, what's the difference? Well, well, I'll tell you the difference. The difference is like uh, like Ichigo's relationship with Zangetsu, or Kisuke's relationship with Benihime, or Ginryusai Yamamoto's relationship with Ryujin Jaka. They are all they're a synergized relationship, which means that the which means that Zangetsu and Ichigo, Zangetsu will lend power to Ichigo, and Ichigo, well, more like Zangetsu will let Ichigo wield him, and in return, Zangetsu will also allow him to use his power like the Getsuga Tensho. Or with Ryujin Jaka, it could, well, that's, you get my point. The Bakoto, however, is different. Even Shusuke Amagai's Zanbakuto Raika, he has the same relationship with his Zanbakuto. He also has a Bakoto, but I will get to that in a little bit. So, I lost my train of thought. This is embarrassing. Yes. I got it back. So, the Bakoto is different. And how is it different than the relationship I just explained? Well, the Bakoto just sucks. It's a parasite, basically. The Bakoto is a sword that drains the user of its spiritual inner his spiritual pressure, his spiritual energy, which means the Bakoto will kill you, or as we see in the battle between Izuru Kira and the guy with the glasses, the Bakoto will literally take over you, and it won't stop until either you're defeated or you die. Now, why do I have a picture of Shusuke Amagai cutting down an old man? Well, it's because when Ichigo and his friends got involved, they were considered to be traitors because they were going after the Kasamayoji clan. Uh, and they run into Shusuke Amagai, and Shusuke Amagai agrees to help them. And he even goes into battle against um, oh, it's been a while since I've watched Bleach. Um, his Zanbakuto. Oh, Captain Hitsugaya. And so Ichigo, and that is very loud, thank you very much. Ichigo and his friends, they not only get into the Kasamayoji clan's compound, but they also ruin a wedding. Yes, you heard me. You heard me right. They ruined a wedding. Shin was getting married to a Lady Eurichio imposter who tried to, because that Lady Eurichio tried to stab Ichigo. So where was Lady Eurichio? Lady Eurichio was locked inside of a cage. And who was her who was her captive? If you guessed Shusuke Amagai's lieutenant, you'd be correct. Because Izaru Kira definitely wasn't the Squad 3 lieutenant during this arc. Well, actually, my bad. He was actually what? He was third seat. So Izaru brings this up to Shusuke, and Shusuke says keep an eye on him. And Shusuke ends up, well, not Shusuke, but Izaru ends up getting beating the third seed of Squad 3, and it's revealed to us that Shusuke Lady Eurichio, not Lady Eurichio, but Yoroichi, sorry. She was doing gathering information, and it is revealed that Shusuke was the mastermind behind this entire plan. So, well, why would Shusuke... By the way, Shusuke, he slices through this old man like he's nothing, and given that at the start of the arc everyone thought that at least I thought he would be the main baddie, that's just not what it was. So after Shusuke cuts him down, you see Izaru was actually supposed to lose to the third seed, but since Izaru won against the third seed, that means that Shusuke's plan has gone awry for the first time. So you mean to tell me that Shusuke knew that Ichigo would come to the Soul Society? I find that highly unlikely. But then again, Aizen said, I knew you would come. I don't, I don't get it. I just don't. Well, I guess it does make sense because Aizen has an IQ that is high, but not higher than Mayuri or Kisuke. Since Kisuke created the Hokyoku to begin with. Sorry about that. So Shusuke cuts down this old guy, and he goes, the old guy goes, I did everything you asked of me. Why would you betray me? And then that's when the light bulb of realization hits Ichigo and says, Shusuke was behind this entire thing? Gotta go stop him now. So the reason why Shusuke needed into the Kasamiyoji clan's compound is because he needed the other Bakoto. Well, Bakotos. And he fed them to his own Bakoto. And Shusuke is a classic example of a character that is a one-note character through and through. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's extremely powerful. I'm not going to say he's not. But he's an extreme lightweight when it comes to his alcohol consumption. And we find out that Squad 3 really doesn't like him all that much. So why would Shusuke feed the Bakotos that he gathered from the old man to his Bakoto to get revenge on Genryusai Yamamoto? Why would he want to get revenge on Why would Shusuke want to get revenge on Genryusai Yamamoto? Because Genryusai Yamamoto cut down his father. So Shusuke's plan was to kill Genryusai by leaving him alone because everyone else would be busy raiding the Kasamiyoji clan's compound, because the head captain did give the order to raid it because the Bakoto is illegal and it's treason. So that was Shusuke's plan. Head Captain Yamamoto takes off his captain's robe and says, prepare yourself. Which he takes out Ryujin Jaka, and Shusuke goes, well, that's not going to do you any good because my Bakoto can cancel out any Soul Reaper Zanbakuto, except for my own. Now sever Rika. And you think Ginryu Usai would be dead. However, Ichigo just arrives and stops him. And Shusuke is saying that, you know, your Zanbakuto abilities won't work because my Bakoto cancels them out. And throughout the entire battle, Shusuke can't understand why his Bakoto isn't really working. And he figures it out because Ichigo dons his hollow mask. This is from how I understand it, this comes after his training with the Vizards. But the placement of this arc is very confusing. At least to me. But it's hard to tell. So Ichigo says, well, let me go back. Shusuke says to Ichigo that he should just give up, and Ichigo says no and tries to talk to him. Talk no jutsu doesn't work in Bleach. I guess it's only Naruto who has that ability. But so Ichigo tries to talk some sense into him, and then Shusuke says that his father told him about the Bakoto, and he gets curious about the Bakoto, so he goes to the Kasame clan and makes a deal. He enrolls under a fake name for the expedition squad, and that's pretty much it. So Ichigo, throughout the battle, he gets his teeth pretty much kicked down his throat. Then he says, but then Ichigo comes back and defeats. That's really getting annoying. And defeats Shusuke. And then Shusuke goes, "This isn't over yet. My revenge." Shusuke's entire character revolves around revenge. But then you're not Eurichio, but Yoruichi tells Shusuke to stop. And it's revealed that Shusuke's father with the permission of Head Captain Yamamoto, went on an undercover operation to find out what was really going on. But he gets caught and is a test subject for the Bakoto, and the old man says, "Go kill whoever sent you here." And then, since the Bakoto had taken Shusuke Amagai's father over, we see that in the rain, Ginryu Sai Yamamoto and Shusuke's father are battling, and Shusuke's father gets cut down. Then Shusuke remembers what his father was trying to tell him, and that is, beware of the Bakoto. And Shusuke collapses onto his knees and says, "Head Captain, I'm so sorry." And the head captain goes, "I still regret what I did. Don't apologize, son. I'm only sorry that I could not prevent you or your father from ending up like this." And Shusuke takes his own life. But before that, he apologizes to Izuru and tells him that the best moments of his life was with the men of Squad 3. Ichigo tries to stop him, but Byakuya says that this man has his duty to uphold. And Shisui says that, no, not Sun Shui, sorry. Not Shisui, Shisui's Naruto. But Sun Shui says that he made it to Soul Reaper Captain, so let him go out on his own terms. And he did. And at the end, we just see the robe. We just see the Squad 3 captain robe blowing in the wind. So, I forgot. Shin and Lady Eurichio do officially get married after all this, and she goes into a speech and says that she is ready for the responsibility of running her clan so that another Shusuke Amagai does not appear. Did you get all that? If you didn't, then you're with me. This arc was bad from start to finish. But hey, I'm Hardcore Christopher. If you would like to be a member of our community, hit the subscribe button down below and make sure you ring the bell and click all for every time I upload a video. If you don't, it's okay, I still respect you. At the end of the day, I'm just glad that you chose to spend a little bit of your time here with me. And I'll be talking about another Bleach filler arc pretty darn soon. Keep it hardcore, everyone.